Again. Okay, welcome everybody to my Zoom call today, May 25th. We have some exciting people on today. And first, we're going to hear from Aaron Schuster. He's going to share some truth about this business that we call Sunrider International, our second family, and all other kinds of fond terms that we have for Sunrider. Go ahead, Aaron.
Well, thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Jackie, so much for doing these calls. You are just an awesome leader. We love you dearly. And I just wanted to say a few words about the business before we go into this great opportunity about the products. That Sunrider business is very easy to do. It doesn't take a big investment. All people have to do is they just have to switch brands from what the products they're using today to a better high quality products tomorrow. And they don't necessarily have to have a sickness or disease or feeling tired or something's hurting them. They have to be normal people that just want to improve their lives in a health way, in a health manner, and also want to make a few dollars extra. And it's very simple in this business to make another few $100s a month doing this business. All they have to do is switch brands from a product they're using today, from a brand they're using today, to a higher quality product called from Sunrider International, and we have 400 products. Everyone gets up in the morning. A lot of people, you know, they can use a shampoo or a conditioner or a liquid soap or a toothpaste or a deep moisturizing lotion or a shaving cream or an aftershave or makeup or anything. And they can have a tea. They can, instead of the regular tea they have, herbal tea they have at home, they can have a higher quality Kali tea.
Yep.
They can have a shake. And during the day, here in Arizona, I mean, everyone needs to use a sunblock, a sunscreen. It's so easy to use something from Sunrider and to make money here. So I just want to say all they have to do is switch brands. They don't have to be necessarily want to lose weight. They can, or get healthy, or have some kind of a sickness. They just have to switch to a higher quality product. A lot of people use vitamins and minerals and herbal supplements. They just have to switch to Sunrider and they can make an income. So I just want to say a few words about that. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thanks, Aaron. That was great. Okay, so I have two ladies that are going to speak today. And the first one is Audrian Bleak, and she was introduced to Sunrider by Pat Masters. And from what I understand, Pat had told her about Sunrider several times, but she just wasn't interested until she heard somebody else's testimony. And so I think that says a lot for sharing testimonies with people, because it gives other people hope. And that's what we want to do, is give people an opportunity to improve their health and give them hope without, I have to say this because I'm a pharmacist, without being on 6 to 7 drugs. So it's the truth. We just want to help people's lives improve. And so that's why we love sharing Sunrider. So first we're going to hear from Audrian. So Audrian, you want to introduce yourself? And hi.
I'm Audrian. How are you?
Hi.
Good
morning, Pat. Thank you.
I'm so excited to introduce you guys to Audrian. She's an inspiration to me as well. So
thank you. Okay, I am so grateful to be here and to talk about my story. In 2017, I woke up one morning with a kind of a sharp pain in my right backside and kind of like my kidney and liver area. And I thought it would just go away on its own. So I just thought, okay, I'll just go about my day. I thought maybe it could have been something simple, but it didn't continue 24/7. It just was a pain that just stayed, like a knife was stuck there. And I started sleeping with a heating pad. It was kind of the only relief that I had from that pain. So a couple months went by and I went to my doctor. They took blood work, sent me for MRIs, CAT scans, lower and upper GIs, and colonoscopies, And then they told me, oh, you're healthy. And I just looked at them, I'm like, the first sign of something going on in your body is pain. And it just doesn't last that long. It shouldn't. And they just sent me home. Nope, you're healthy. There's nothing we can do for you. And this actually went on for a year and a half. I was trying all kinds of things. Going to naturopathic and doing what they told me to do. And again, nothing was working. And I just kept praying, okay, I need something, you know. And my best friend Trisha here, she again said, you need Sunrider. And so she put me on a program and I started doing it. And within 4 months, I noticed a difference. I noticed that that pain started to go away. And I started sleeping less and less on the heating pad. And it's been 8 months now. And there's no feeling of that pain. And I'm so excited. And I also changed my eating habits as well. And I also gained more energy. So again, that's my story. And I'm really, really grateful for Trish and for Sunrider.
Audrian, can you explain in a little bit more detail about what is your nutritional program?
Well, I changed my eating habits as far as I eat no meat, no sugar, and no dairy. So basically vegetables, salads, and quinoa. I'm trying to find other things to eat and how to cook. And the Sunrider, I've been taking Cali and Fortune Delight, New Plus. I take that, is it acidophilus?
Vitadophilus.
Oh, Vitadophilus. That Vitadophilus
Quinary.
and Quinary. And there, a few other things that I've been trying, but that was my main program that I was put on. And that has done wonders and helped my body to heal itself. I'm really, again, I'm just so grateful not to have that pain.
That's great.
Can I add one thing too?
Yes.
Okay, even though it took 4 months to more of it be gone, I just remember when first of all, I gave you a little product to try, or you just got a little bit of product.
Yes.
And so after that, it was only maybe 2 weeks. We were sitting next to each other in church, and you were trying to tell me something, and you said, I'm feeling so much better. That pain is almost not there.
Yeah.
And so right away it helped too.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And so it just kept getting better and better and better. And she just kept, I think it also helped you to change your diet. I mean,
it really did. I have no sugar cravings, when I'm really bad with sugar. But I drink that Cali and that Fortune Delight every day. I drink about 4 bottles. And I can be in a room full of cakes and cookies and not even care to eat one. So those sugar cravings are gone. So
That's great. So how many times a day do you eat Sunrider? Once a day, twice a day?
Twice a day.
Okay.
Twice a day.
Twice a day. Except your Cali, you like to drink that several times a day.
Yes.
That's great.
We're drinking it right now.
Me too. Awesome. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself if you have a question for Audrian. No? So basically your pain was never really diagnosed. It was what they call in the medical field undiagnosed pain.
Yes.
Okay. And had you been to like a naturopath doctor?
Yes.
So a medical doctor, a naturopath, nobody seemed to know what was wrong with you. Is that correct?
No, they just said I'm healthy. They couldn't figure it out.
And I think that's an interesting and important fact too, is that we don't have to know the reason that we're having pain. We don't have to know the and we're having symptoms, we just need to nourish our body and cleanse it
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
and balance it. Nourish, balance, cleanse.
Plans. We've heard that for over 37 years. That's
We
correct.
have, and it still works.
Yeah.
Still works.
Yes. Philosophy of regeneration. Okay, well, thank you, Audrian. And now I would like to hear from my good friend Rachel Rounds. Rachel, are you still there?
Hi. Yes.
Hi.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
All
Can
right.
you, can you hear the baby crying in the background? I've got my door locked. I've got my grandkids here. Anyway, so
I'm
can
trying
you,
to find you.
okay,
Um,
can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. I'm just trying to find where you are. So here you are.
I'm right next to
More. Okay, I see you.
you.
All right, Rachel has, she's going to tell us about Hashimoto's disease and
My experience.
how her thyroid started to go on a downturn, I guess at about 13. Is that correct?
Well, actually, all the signs were there before 13. By the time I was 13, I found out that I needed almost complete help for my thyroid. And, but so quickly, I'm going to take you through 60 years. Well, like in like 2 minutes. I know that even when I was in diapers, I was constipated. And when I was, so,
And that's
yeah.
a symptom of Hashimoto's.
Yeah. And when I was, and then it will cause it to be worse, of course, because you've got, you could explain how autoimmune disease is going, or yeah, well, that's what that is. And even candida. So anyway, but as I was, so when I got to be, oh yeah, what I want to say was, I was raised on a cattle ranch. So that's exactly what I shouldn't have, that and sugar, and that's what I loved, because it fed up more. So anyway, as I went through my grade school, I was really excelled until I was about 4th grade. And then I couldn't pay attention. I started getting more signs, and my dad noticed it. Oh, for some reason, my aunt, his sister, had a low thyroid, and as she got older, she was heavy, and so he was, worried about that. And I wasn't really heavy yet, but I was short, and I wasn't growing. So anyway, some of the signs of the Hashimoto's is, and also they did not know about all these autoimmune diseases when I was younger. So when I was first diagnosed, it was just hypothyroidism, but fatigue and sluggishness. And the only way I would get in trouble is I would forget to do something my mom told me to do. I wasn't rebellious, but I just I couldn't pay attention long enough. Now I'm gonna get emotional. Anyway, constipation, pale, dry skin. They noticed that my skin was drier than everybody else's, and I was pale. I had a lot of freckles, but if you take my freckles away, I would be like white. I had no color in my lips, naturally. A puffy face. I had a square face underneath all this roundness too, but it was more square. Brittle nails, dry hair. Anyway, and I would get tonsillitis a lot, and anyway, so got checked. Even the pediatrician said, "Oh well, okay, we'll try her." But I mean, nobody has their thyroid go low when they're young, And lo and behold, it was. So we got my thyroid levels up, and I've never had trouble keeping the thyroid levels right as far as the blood tests go. But it didn't take care of the autoimmune symptoms that I didn't know were causing my weight. So then my main focus was trying to keep my weight down through high school, and it was kind of a big deal. And I wasn't by today's standards. I guess I wasn't that big. My daughters look at pictures and like, you weren't that big, but I wasn't thin like everybody else. Anyway, so I even had my jaws wired shut. I would fast for 3 days. I would take diuretics. I would do all these dumb things, you know. By the time, and then I got gastritis. My stomach was painful, and but I was so stubborn. I wouldn't go to the doctor because I just didn't feel like they could help me with what I was doing. So anyway, and I was getting cavities because, you know, the comfort food, the sugar and everything. So I go through my 20s. I remember living with my girlfriend, and I wasn't a complainer, but she could tell. She's, Rachel, you never feel good. By the time, so I got married at 29, 30, and 31, I met Margie, met Net's sister in Laguna, and I was working in a salon, and she got me on Fortune Light and New Plus, and I have been on it ever since, and that's been that's been 30 years ago. And so what was so great about that is one thing I didn't look for my sweet foods, you know. I was more efficient. I wasn't yawning all day. New Plus gave me the energy for my body to release the fat and lose weight. And Fortune Delight, it cleansed, and it just kept me going. And those are my best friends. As I've gotten older, I've learned that I need to have, and then after a few years, I lost 40 pounds, and I've been able to keep most of it off. Now when people all my other friends that were thin, older, they have weight problems, and I'm like backwards. So I'm just so grateful to have answers too. But I know I have to have. But now the more of the NBC that I eat, I Nourish, Balance, Cleanse, any of the New Plus products. The more I eat of those, I lose weight more too. My metabolism is right.
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Chen says New Plus is like the most important food, correct?
Yeah. And it helped me through a lot of like situations to where I could have had, my body kept me from having a mental breakdown. It did. And it's like my sunshine.
That's awesome. So I went on the internet and I found on Healthline that they recommend different diets for Hashimoto's. There's some opinions that say a gluten-free diet or a vegetarian diet or a paleo diet. Have you found that any of those help you along with your Sunrider foods?
I don't like to go through any certain diets now. I just know things that that make me feel good, and as long as I'm on my Sunrider, and I'll tell you, yes, I do know that the fruits and vegetables, fiber. I feel like as long as I'm on my Sunrider, I don't want the things that hurt me.
Mm-hmm. So staying away from sugar, basically.
Number one, other people, it gives them energy. It puts my brain to sleep. It's so weird. I feel like when I fall off, when I am bad for my body, then I feel like it's a weird brain fatigue where I don't think I could fall asleep, but I just feel tired or sleepy. And and also if I get into eating sweets, then my joints hurt, which is another symptom of almost all mental autoimmune diseases, and definitely Hashimoto's as you get older. I mean, I do have some joints in my fingers. I really have to stay away from sugar. And I have to eat and beef, just get stuck.
So what's your ideal day? Eating New Plus 3 times a day, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And more if I'm around it. Yeah. And also then the bars, if I have a bar, those are awesome because they just make you feel great right away. You have to drink a lot of Fortune with it. I do need to drink Cali because it seems to be even more better for my joints.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the chiropractor one time because I had this weird thing going on my neck. It was so stiff and hurt really bad. And she's like, I can't believe you're not in more pain. I mean, it's cricket. It's got 3 things going on with my neck. It's got the vertebrae sitting on each other. And she goes, not more pain. I'm like, it's because I keep my system clean. And if I could tell other people, that are going through aches and pains, first of all, clean it up. Cali and Fortune, New Plus, Nourish It.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So is there a particular New Plus flavor that you like?
I like to switch around.
Okay.
I think Pina Banana is my very favorite. Yeah, but I like to switch around because that's the Gemini in me, I guess.
Now, I did read one article on the internet that they said that bamboo root or bamboo shoots, I think it was, is a good food for people with hypothyroidism. And the sun bars have bamboo fiber.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
So,
they're incredible.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I can't hardly keep them in the house. My little almost 4-year-old wants them all the time.
Okay. And then I read another article where they say selenium and iodine and zinc are good for Hashimoto's. So we have iodine and selenium in Metabalance 44. And we have selenium in VitaSpray, which is an awesome way to get your vitamins under your tongue.
Gosh, yes.
Do you eat any of those?
VitaSpray. I do the Metabalance every once in a while, but I have so much. As long as the Alpha 20C, I have picked up on that, and that Dr. Angela said I needed to have that 3 times a day, and so that's just that and New Plus and the I need to do that, and the quinary 3 times a day. So that's huge, important, and the Vitadophilus. So I've got, and Beauty Pearl is really good for the thyroid, too.
Okay.
And Meta Booster, I've been going on that again, and that helps because my eyes feel like kind of tired red easily, and when I get on that,
Yes, I have heard that some people get better results if they have thyroid problems with Beta Booster.
Yeah.
And also some people with spirulina. So I think it's just a matter of trying different things to see which program works.
Yeah, Dr. Angela, get on that. I've
for
done
an individual. And I'd say not to give up, just to keep on trying different things, right?
We've got what everybody needs.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it so simple.
Right. Does anybody have any questions for Rachel? You can unmute yourself if you do. Let's see. There's
Erin. Now you went back.
Sorry. Go ahead, Erin.
So ever since I met Rachel, she has been a sunshine in everyone's life. And she's just phenomenal. She just glows. Mm-hmm. And this is the first time I really heard your story, Rachel. So I'm so proud of you. And you're just so awesome.
Oh,
thank you so much for your testimony. You're just fabulous. And there is a problem with the sun bars. The problem with the sun bars is if you open a box, they're gone. Thank you so much for your testimony. You're such a beautiful lady.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, she is.
You're great for everybody's morale.
So Rachel, do you still have symptoms of Hashimoto's, or are they gone? I wasn't quite sure what you were saying.
Okay, so when I keep on my foods, I haven't gone and gotten I get my blood tested and my thyroid levels are right on.
Yeah, but that's not always true.
Yeah, and different doctors read them differently too. What's kind of strange is I talked to a surgeon one time, and hers did like mine, where the thyroid goes to beating it up. Some goes to trying to fight back at the attack it gets, and then that's when they get enlarged, and they'll get the nodes or was that nodules? Yeah. Well, mine shriveled up and burned up. And this other surgeon that I talked to, she was my daughter's surgeon. She said that's what happened to hers. And I'm like, oh, that's what happened to mine. That's why they said mine was like kind of like just burned up. So, another sign I had was a super raspy, real low, deep voice as a youngster too. I mean, it's still pretty deep, but it was really low when I was younger. Kind of funny, those signs.
Well, like Erin said, you're doing fantastic for having had that disease for so many years. Erin, you want to say something?
So it's really amazing when I meet people and they ask me how long I've been using Sunrider. I tell them for like 27 years. They look at me like that's amazing. The products must be absolutely amazing if you're using the products for 27 years. And Rachel, you've been using the products for longer.
Yeah.
And nobody buys something twice or three times if it's not giving them good results. And so it's just a blessing from above, I think, that you were introduced to Sunrider and it changed your life. And you were able to live a happy, healthy life and grow a beautiful family and now grandchildren. And I don't know, but I'm sure it had a lot to do with, your happiness and the happiness you bring to people in the world because of that, because you wouldn't have been buying something for so long if it wasn't doing you any good. I mean, it's just a testimony in itself. It's just phenomenal.
What's so fun is to invite somebody to your house and that's just feeling low and just feeding them and just see them just lift. That is not a play.
What do you give them when you feed them?
A New Plus shake or a Vita shake, Fortune, Cali, those. One time I gave a lady a beauty pearl because she came to my one girlfriend's little tea party she wanted me to put on with her. And this lady, she was just grumpy and I don't know why she even came. And then she said, well, she was having a headache and, but she was just kind of negative about, it being a business type thing. So I happened to have some pearls with me and I said, here, have a pearl. Oh, because I had used some pearls and I got rid of like kind of pains, like in between my cycle, I used to get some and I took a pearl and it was like taking maybe what they wanted Midol for, so that was great. Anyway, so I gave her a pearl and she sucked on it for a while and then she chewed it out. I'm like, oh, thank goodness she didn't go, oh, this tastes bad, And then her headache lifted. It was a hormonal headache, and she was a delight. Right good vibe. I did the same thing like my mother-in-law. Oh my gosh, I have a couple of. It was like a trick I played on her because she was hard to be with, and she was a completely different person when I would feed her. I had action caps. We have this other action caps. Now we have the new and improved. I was really sad when we didn't have them for a while. But they're just like magic. Anyway, but I had the old action caps. I used those every once in a while because she would just take what I gave her. I was like, oh, thank you.
So you used to give Sunrider to your mother-in-law just to make your life easier.
Yeah. Yes.
Great.
One time she had a tummy ache and she was laying down on the couch going, oh, I'm just, oh, my stomach. And so I gave her some apple cinnamon New Plus just in some water. This is how I make it. I just add water, a New Plus, and a couple of Fortune Delights. Shake it up and drink. Oh, sun nectar.
Sun nectar, yeah.
Or Sunny Dew, but we had sun care then. Anyway, so they gave her to that. Thank goodness. She just likes to eat everything, I guess. And she drank it. And in 10 minutes, she was dancing around.
That's great.
I think we should have a recipe for mother-in-laws.
No.
That's sweet. Well, thank you, both of you, Audrey Ann and Rachel, for being on this call today. Your testimonies are fantastic, and thank you for your business advice, Erin. And hope to do this call next week. I don't know what the topics are going to be. I just kind of go through the week, and I get these thoughts that come to me, and then I start calling people. And so I'm grateful that Audrey Ann and Rachel were able to be on the call today.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Thanks for the platform and the opportunity.
Thank you. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.